right, today on BUTV 10's One-on-One, I have Charlie Day and Richie Keene from the new hit movie, Fist Fight. First of all, guys, thank you so much for taking the time out today and talking with us. I absolutely love the movie, but first question I have, there were so many comedians in the cast.
Boy, let's back up. She loved the movie.
Yeah, you want to just blow by that? Yeah.
Of course.
We're happy you love the movie. Now, what is this about comedians in the cast?
Obviously, there's so many comedians in the cast. How much of what we saw on screen was actually scripted? How much of it was actually improvised?
Well, first of all, I think the best thing you can do in making a comedy is have a lot of comedians in the cast.
Yes.
It always goes well. It's always, you can't put a number on that.
It's hard.
There's a great script, and we all work off that script, and we want that if we said every word in the script, it'd be a great movie. But then when we're filming a scene, we see if we can make it a little bit better, and sometimes we do, and those things wind up in the movie.
You would, as a director, I would be crazy not to say to Tracy Morgan, take one on your own. Do whatever you want. When you have Charlie and Jillian Bell improvising, you know you're going to get something magical that you didn't have in the script. So when you watch the movie, I will tell you, the things that you might think were improvised maybe weren't, and the things that you might think were written maybe weren't.
Right, but the answer is 11. 11% of the script.
Good number.
Yeah, we had a team of scientists break that down.
Now, I know, of course, the movie was hilarious, but there was also this underlying tone of like how underappreciated public school teachers are. Is that something that was important for you guys to have in the film?
Yeah, I think if you don't say a little something, especially if you're going to do comedy that's edgy or provocative, that if you don't anchor that with a little bit of a message, or at least something to think about, it doesn't have to be like a preachy message, but something to think about, then the movie feels shocking for the sake of being shocking. But when you're saying, hey, let's take a look at our school system, without being heavy-handed with that message, you're able to then say, all right, well, we can be a little bit broader, a little bit more extreme, because what's behind it are some good intentions.
When I spoke to some public school teachers before filming, many of them described the situation as being the prison guards versus the inmates. And I sort of tried to shoot this a little bit like a prison riot movie with that in mind. And so I think we just sort of kept saying, what would we do in this situation?
Okay. So now I know you guys have worked together for many, many years. Is there ever a problem separating your personal friendship and your working relationship?
No, because I think at the end of the day, I always think Charlie's the funniest person in the room. So if we have a disagreement and he feels strongly about it, I always make sure that Charlie gets the version that he wants to get as well as what I'm going for.
One of the reasons that Richie's in the position he's in is, I think, to be a really good director, you have to be able to juggle so many different personalities, whether it's a star or two stars opinions, or just the overbearing studio, or a crazy line producer you might have, or a sound guy who's been drinking, whatever it is.
None of those things are true, by the way.
On
this movie.
This didn't happen. These are examples. But you have to be the captain of the ship. You have to balance so much, and Richie's a great communicator, a great collaborator, and so I was never worried about personality and work not mixing. I knew that he was the right man for the job, and he was.
Now, Charlie, I know most of your family is actually musical. They work in the music industry in some fashion. What made you decide to venture out and take on acting and comedy?
They didn't make any money. Music teachers make no money. I couldn't get the cool shoes I wanted as a kid. I couldn't get anything.
What advice would you give to students at Boston University, or really anywhere, that are interested in having a great career like yours?
Yeah, I think who you surround yourself with is important when you're coming up. I used to be a stand-up comedian, and then I was an actor, then I was an acting teacher, now I'm a director, and I think you want to be around people who are going to push you. And also, you just want to make one good fan. I think people think in this business, there's so many people doing so many things, you need 100 people to like you. It takes one fan, one person who likes your work. Charlie liked my work on his show. We're making a movie together. Earlier in my career, I would make short films, and one person would like one, and I'd get a job. It's not as overwhelming as it needs to be. You work hard, you make good things, and you hope that someone likes it.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
All right,
thank you.